Hello gamers, welcome back to another episode of Solo Spelunking. And yeah, this is unusual because today is Tuesday and I missed my weekend video. So what can I say? Yeah, but today we will continue after we did a couple of sessions of fantasy. We will switch back for now for one or two sessions of my Star Wars Adventures in the Keldor Sector campaign, because I'm also eager to continue that one. And if you remember last time, so we are in the city of Piron Prime on the planet Piron in the Keldor Sector. Just as a little reminder, this is the Keldor Sector and we are here. And Piron is a system which is basically uninhabitable. It's a wretched hive of scum and villainy where public order basically has collapsed because of various natural disasters and tectonic shifts. 2/3 of the planet are uninhabitable. 5 major cities remain. There's a polluted atmosphere, which I always forget because it suggests breath masks. Thankfully, we're most of the time indoors where there's like air filtration. But yeah, I should basically, or I should actually consider this aspect more. And you can see on this picture here the skyline of the city of Piron, and you can get an idea of how the landscape looks, because there's still some volcanic activity ongoing, and you can see by those dark and heavy clouds that the atmosphere is also polluted. And we accepted a contract from a Bothan to transport a load of illegally harvested organs, but we don't know that yet. We just hired to transport a load of cargo, no questions asked, to Genesis 1, which is the neighboring star system, and this is a corporate-owned star system. It is owned by Genesis Pharmaceuticals, which is a major pharmaceutical company in the galaxy. And yeah, so this is OOC info. We are transporting this for our employer belongs to a drug cartel, and this drug cartel, they also hire out or sell their transportation capabilities to other people that might need discrete transportation services. And so we have to transport this load of cargo in this corporate system. We don't know what is in there. Because it's only a small hop over, it's only a 5,000 credit pay. But yeah, I look at it as a trust and connection building opportunity. So if we make this delivery, we might be able to get further more lucrative jobs if we are not smuggling for the Alliance or go on a mission for the Council. So this is where we're at, and I'm just going to skip the 2 days that are remaining for the ship modifications. So we had a nice, we booked a nice casino hotel room during that time where my ship is undergoing modification. So I'm just crossing off the remaining 2 nights. We already spent 1 night. I did a little gambling, and now after those 2 nights, I get back to the shipyard where my ship, the Versatile Rust Bucket, has undergone heavy upgrading and modification. So I boosted my speed to 6 from 4. This is sublight units, and my handling to 2. So I'm in pretty good shape actually. My hyperdrive is already improved. And as a reminder, this is my beautiful ship. It is an old YR1080 Corellian Engineering freighter model, predecessor to the famous YT series. And I totally made that up. And so this is my ship, and it's been upgraded a little. So we take the ship and we make contact with the Bothan and tell him, well, I tell him, Nash, all right, it's all done. We are ready. We can pick up the cargo. Yeah, all right, then head over to the factory lot, to the coordinates I gave you. It's all been prepared and waiting for you. All right, we'll be there in a second. Okay, so I take my seat in the cockpit. Rhya, she takes the co-pilot seat also in the cockpit. And I warm up the engines and launch. And I already can feel these modifications, this increased maneuverability, this improved handling. So with only minor inputs, the ship, which is hovering on its impulsor engines, is reacting very swiftly and directly. And I go, whew, this almost handles like a starfighter. Probably gotta make some maneuvers to get used to it before we actually hit some or get involved into some combat. Well, you can get used to it on your way to the jump point, Rhya says. And let's get this job done, she says. Yeah, you're right. So I head over there, I land. There's the Bothan and two other people. So there's the Bothan, and we have a Rhodian and a Nautilin. And so we talk to the Bothan. The other guys, they're basically backup, but also dock hands that are there to load the cargo. And the Bothan goes, all right, lower the cargo ramp, the cargo hatch. My guys, they will get the crates inside. There are only 2 crates. It is a small, sensitive delivery. And I go, yeah. Well, speaking of sensitive and small deliveries, what about some small advanced payment? Usually it is common to pay half up front and the other half on delivery. And while I'm saying this, I'm making a charisma interaction check. Charisma is one of my primary abilities, so I get my full level as a bonus 4 and my modifier +1, so it's a +5. And because I got the skill, I got advantage, and I always need 15. Oh, look at this, natural 20 even. And so he just goes, of course, I know what is custom in this business. And without any hesitation, he slides over not 2.5, but 3,000 cred ship, or 3,000 in cred ships. So he gives me, let's say, like, I don't know, 500 cred ships, 500 value cred ships. Doesn't really matter, just for fluff. So he slides me over a small little stack of cred ships. And he goes, that's even more than half. And I just flip through them real quick with my thumb and slip it in my pant pocket. And I go, well, let's hope the rest of the trip goes as smooth as this little negotiation. Of course, it is a walk in the park. It is all prepared. You got the landing coordinates, you got the access codes, the authorizations. Shouldn't be any trouble at all. Well, if you say so, then we will be right on our way. Yeah. And, well, we exchanged com codes, so he goes, well, if you complete this delivery, we will get notified by our client. And yeah, if you're in the area, call me up. Maybe there's something else we can do for you. Maybe this can indeed become something of a regular agreement, but first do this delivery. Yeah, I know the deal. All right, let's go, men. So they leave, and I go, well, Rhya, that actually went pretty smooth. Yeah, let's hope the rest of the trip goes as smooth. And then we enter the cockpit. I do not open the crates, but I quickly check the cargo in the cargo hold if it's all properly secured and strapped. Yeah, looks fine. Those dock hands, they knew what they were doing. And then we launch. And we head for the jump point, and a little OC for those late viewers. When I say jump point, what I really mean is the edge of the planet's gravity well. Because in Star Wars, you can't enter hyperspace if you're within a gravity well. And this is also the method interdictor cruisers use to pull ships out of hyperspace, by projecting gravity wells into hyperspace lanes. So they're not really jump points in Star Wars, but the area at the edge of the gravity well where you can engage your hyperdrive. This is usually what I refer to as the jump point. And according to the source book Pirates and Privateers, some very high populated and crowded systems, they actually do have some sort of designated jump points or jump areas marked by navigation buoys to prevent crashes and uncontrolled hyperspace jumping and exiting from hyperspace in heavy traffic areas. So that's like the reasoning behind it, but here Piron is pretty scarcely populated, so I'm just talking about the edge of the gravity well whenever I mean jump point. So this is where we need to go, and it's usually, according, I think I read it in some old source book, it's around 50 space units away from the planet's atmosphere, the edge of the gravity well. So yeah, this is where we are headed, through the atmosphere towards the gravity well. So let's see if there's an encounter happening. And I give it a pretty high percentage chance because A, I want maybe to have some action, but B, also I figured when I rolled up the sector, I established that the criminal factions of the Piron system are basically in a sort of crime war with the criminal factions of the Calcaria system, which is also a wretched hive of scum and villainy. And I figured that there's also like this competition going on to get jobs from different employers. So they have gotten wind of this shipment, and of course they want to sabotage it so that future delivery needs are maybe not given to this crime faction drug cartel of Piron, but maybe to a faction of Calcarius. So that's the reasoning behind it. Here, I put it down here. So Calcarius is controlled by a Hutt cartel, and there's a crime war going on with the factions of Piron. So actually, I give it a pretty high chance. I'm going with my percentile system, and I say there's an 80% chance that there's some sort of encounter with criminal factions from Calcarius that want to make our life difficult. 80%. 70. Yeah, all right. So there will be an encounter. So as I approach the upper layers of the atmosphere, suddenly two fast closing blips appear on my scopes, and they appeared shortly before we took off, but now it is clear that they are sort of like following us and also on an intercept course, and it looks like that they're a little bit faster. Two small to medium-sized vessels, possibly starfighters. So I see this on my scopes, and I go, I don't know, Rhya. I got a bad feeling about this. I think there's trouble brewing. See these blips? Rhya just looks at the scopes and nods. So she's also being trained as a pilot. She's already a capable gunner, and during our flight hours and off time, so will be trained as a pilot. She also managed or tried to land once, so she knows her way sort of around the controls by now, and goes, yeah, I've noticed them too. Yeah, I don't know. Call it a gut feeling, but there's something off about these blips. Would you be so kind and please man the top turret? I just want to be ready. And she goes, of course. And she heads into the turret. So I only have one turret at the moment. I don't have two. I got a top turret, a dual laser turret on top of my ship, and she mans the gun well. And indeed, as we reach the upper layers of the atmosphere, without really any warning, pew, 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 they start shooting at us. And thanks to my modified thrusters and maneuvering thrusters, I managed to dodge because I had them already on my radar. And now we start space combat. And those ships that are attacking me are two pretty sleek looking medium-sized starfighters. So they look like this. You can see we're in the upper layers of the atmosphere. So these are the ships. For their stats, they got speed 8, so I got speed 6. So they're a little faster, but thankfully I already upgraded my sublight drive. So there's not that much of a speed difference. So they're still pretty far away, but already shooting at me. So we start space combat, and we get the first turn. Our ship gets the first turn, and every character on my ship can take an action, and then the enemies act. So Nash, because he's the pilot and I do have a gunner, which is pretty helpful, I will perform evasive maneuvers. This is by my Starship Combat rules. And if you're first time viewer wondering what I'm using, I am using a space opera conversion of the D20 Fantasy System Forge. I'm looking for it right now, but I can't find it. Just 1 second. I wanted to show you. Well, anyways, you can get Forge for free. I put the link in the description, and my conversion rules are also free. So you will find links to these products in this video's description. And so it's basically a D20 roll high system based on old school D&D, and you always have to target a target number of 15 on every check. So I do evasive maneuvers, which means I do a piloting check. Thanks to my skill, I get advantage, and it is dexterity, and dexterity is my primary attribute. So I get 4 and +2 for my handling, which means I get +7, because 4 for my level, 5 for my +1 dex, and +2 for my new improved ship's handling. So +7, and I need to get 15, and I roll with advantage. Yes, 13. So that means I get +2 AC until the start of the pilot's next turn. And I usually put a little D6 here with a 2 as a reminder on the ship. So I'm doing evasive maneuvers, and now it's Rhya's turn, and she is in the gun turret and shoots at one of these starfighters. They have AC 14. This includes their handling and their pilot modifier, and and their shield. So, and Rhya, she attacks +7 because she also gets 4 for her level, 2 for her dexterity, that is 6, and +1 for the fire control of the turret because she's in the turret itself. And she would deal 1d6 damage on a hit. So +7 versus 14. Yes, but only for 3 points of damage. So she fires with the double laser cannon. And the fighter number 1, first fighter, fighter 1, fighter 2. I have a little scrap paper here. What did I say? 3. So he goes from 12 hull. They got 12 hull to 9. But now it's the fighter's turn. They attack +4 and would deal a d8 damage. But now my AC is 15. AC 13 plus 2 bonus. 15 plus 4. Look at this. The first one, natural 1. So the shot goes wide, which is great because it would have been 7 points of damage. And the other one, 7 plus 4, that is 11. That is also not enough. I got 15. All right, so that concludes the first round of combat because I've decided that I need to survive 4 rounds until I am able to then jump. So now we start the second round of combat. This time Rhya will go first, doesn't really matter. She shoots. Again, +7 versus AC 14. +19, look at this. And she focuses, of course, on the one that she had already damaged. So she locked it in as a target. Beep, beep, beep. It's clearly marked on her targeting scope. And it's a good hit because we deal d6 damage, so it's maximum damage. So this fighter, he tries to dodge at the last second, but his wingtip is hammered by our laser blast, and he goes down to 4 points of hull. Okay, that was Rhya's action. Now my action, now my turn starts. So I got a redo evasive maneuvers so that my bonus is not gone. Oh, excuse me, advantage. 15 piloting check. 19, look at this. So again, +2 AC. If I roll a natural 20, I get +4 AC. However, if I roll a natural 1, I make it worse. I get -4 AC. So this is how this works. All right, so that was our turn. And now the fighters. We still have 2 fighters in the second round of combat. The first one, ba-ba-ba-bam, shoots. Pew, pew. 13 plus 4, that is actually 17. That's a hit. But luckily 3 points of damage. We are at hull 20. So now we are at 17. But there's still a fighter left, the other one. This one doesn't count, gotta be in there, but it hits, 16 rolled. Please, not a high damage roll. No, I almost feared it. So my hull goes to 9, from 17 to 9. Single digits. Damn. So while the other shot goes wide, this one, he anticipated my maneuver, and this one directly connects. Bam! The ship is shaken. Rhya is shaking in her seat, and she goes, "Damn, Nash, what are you doing? Damn, I underestimated this guy." Okay, but this was round second. Now the third round. Rhya. Come on, Rhya. Get one off my tail. And she goes, "I try." +7. Please. Yes, 17 and 4, and that is exactly enough. He's at 4 hull. So Rhya takes one fighter out finally. So we are in deep space already. We are reaching the edge of the gravity well as one fighter explodes. Now Nash performing evasive maneuvers. So advantage. Come on, Nash. 7. Wait a minute. 7 plus, what did I say? Plus 7. No, that is 14. 7 plus 7 is 14. One short. So I do not get the bonus. Okay, and now the fighter. We are in round 2 of combat. The fighter. Yeah, I gotta survive one more round. Damn. Lucky. He hits 10 plus 4 is 14, and without my bonus I only have 13, but only 2 points of hull damage, so it's just a minor scoring. Okay, so that was round, or was that already round 3? I should have marked it off at the start of the round, so damn it. I don't want to cheat myself. But I think so because I mark it off at the end of the round. Yes, so that was round 3. I hope I didn't mess this up. I'm not going to stop the video and rewind. But I think because I cross it off at the end of the round, and the enemies are always last. So now we enter the last round of combat. We are at 7 hull. He is still at full hull. So even if I'm unlucky, he can still take us out. And we start. Last round of combat, we start. Rhya is shooting. D8 would be great, but it's only D6. Plus 7, 14. Yes, but only for 3 points. So Rhya hits, taking him to 9, single digits, from 12 to 9. Now I do my evasive maneuvers. Please, Nash. Yes, natural 20. That means I get plus 4. Thanks to the advantage. So now I got a little breathing room. So now my AC is 17. But he still attacks plus 4, so he still got good odds, and he deals the 8 points of damage, and I only got 7 hull. So but hope for the best. 17 AC. No, but lucky. So he rolls an 18, but only 3 points of damage. So we go down to 4 hull. As that was the end of the last round, the end of round 4, as we finally, thankfully, reach the edge of the gravity well. And I don't wait for the coordinates. I just make a small micro jump. So I just grab the levers and just for 1-2 seconds into hyperspace, then back into real space, and then I will calculate the route, because I can't risk it, So yeah, this is what I'm doing. So small micro jump. We are pretty beat up. So this one hit really shook our ship. Damn. Looks like I make this little micro jump, and then back into real space. So we're at the edge of the system, someplace in deep space, or maybe even out of the system, as I do make the hyperspace calculations from Piron to Genesis 1 using the established route. So it's not a difficult check. Don't need to roll. I just need to wait some time, which you usually don't have in combat. But that was lucky. And Rhya goes, damn, those were hard hitting. And I go, yeah, indeed. Whew. We're lucky we made it out of there. I definitely need shields. I mean, handling is good and all, but shields are also not bad. And I need to upgrade our turret. We need more punch. Yeah, well, the next credits we make, they will definitely also go into the ship. So let's, Nash has 1,850 and Rhya has 1,900. So we're pretty low on credit. So, but if we get paid for this job, we could afford a minor shield upgrade, because it's 6,000 for a +1 shield generator. So we get 5,000 plus what we have. That would give us, but we also need money for repairs now. But this is where we got the alliance for. We can, that's the deal. We work for the alliance and we can use their facilities. So yeah, that's fine too, I guess. So I'm just thinking aloud here. So this is not in character talk. Yeah, so that's what we will do. Okay, so we go, yeah, we definitely need to upgrade this ship some more. Those fighters, they were pretty tough hull-wise, so that's something else than TIE fighters. TIE fighters are usually destroyed with one hit, but these guys, they really took a beating, or could take a beating. Yeah. Okay, so let's hope that the rest of the trip is uneventful. Okay, so by my rules, it is a 9-hour trip, 6 hours times 1.5. I have to roll a d10. On a 1, there will be an encounter for every starting 10 hours. And if you remember, I also got to roll my 15% chance of a breakdown. Let's roll the breakdown chance first, because I do have a faulty motivator installed that I don't know. Or didn't realize when I upgraded. 15% chance of a breakdown. Come on. Please. Lucky 16. Whew. That's very close. So as we move through hyperspace, there's some unusual vibrations going through the ship. And I go like, something seems off. Those vibrations, they're not, I haven't noticed them before. Have you, Rhya? No. Now that you mention it, actually, I didn't. All right, so let's check the engine room. So I head down into the engine room. But then as I am in the engine room, those vibrations are gone and the ship is sailing smoothly again. I don't know, maybe it was because of my micro jump. Maybe the cooldown period wasn't long enough between jumps. But it all seems fine now. Yeah, let's hope that it stays that way. Yeah. All right, and now the encounter check. 1 and 10. No! I roll a 1. Okay, so, but it doesn't have to be bad. It can be bad. It doesn't have to be bad. So there is an encounter. So again, I'm going to the trusty framework and rolling on the faster than light encounter list. Please no pirates or anything like that. Please. 3. Military interdiction. Thank God. So this could actually be good because well, but we do have. All right, let's play this. All right. So military interdiction. The armed forces of a major power bloc, which is my generic because this is so, for those new viewers, this is my solo RPG framework and toolbox for space opera games, system agnostic, a nice little solo RPG toolkit that features a lot of generators and gameplay procedures, and you can get it on DriveThruRPG. I link all that in the description as well. And so this is system agnostic. So in my Star Wars setting, the armed forces of a major power block are the Empire. And they pull you out of FTL, which is faster than light travel, using special interdiction technology or other means as dictated by your system, if such means are available. Yes, they are, and those are the interdictor cruisers, the immobilizer. They conduct spot checks and inspections because of increased pirate activity, and they want to board your vessel, check IDs, and control the cargo. All right, so, oh, god damn it. So we are pulled out of hyperspace by an Imperial interdictor cruiser. And let's get out my Imperial source book from West End Games. There's a nice little capital ship scale size comparison chart here. That is that one here. So you can see this is an Imperial Star Destroyer. This is an interdictor cruiser. These are the gravity well projectors. And yeah, this is a blast boat, which an assault shuttle. So my YT 1300 is not on here, but my YT 1300 is, yeah, roughly between like a blast boat and an assault shuttle tramp freighter size. So all vessels are shown to scale. Yeah, so you can see it's a pretty big ship. We do have stats here, just to look at the length here. Interdictor cruiser, it's the Immobilizer 418, and I think they were also featured in the Rebels animated series. And let's see, so they got 80 troops. Do they have TIE fighters for gravity well projectors? Let's see also. I think they don't have a TIE fighter squadron on board, but let's just say they are accompanied by an escort carrier, because here they carry TIE fighters because they don't have their own hyperdrive. Yeah, and they have TIE fighters. Or not, let's just say there's not another ship. Let's just say there's like a small squadron, like 6 TIE fighters on board the interdictor as well. Otherwise it wouldn't make sense. And so they we are pulled out of hyperspace. And I go, oh no, not again. Why am I so unlucky? And there's this looming interdictor cruiser in front of us, and you can almost hear this distinctive TIE fighter roar as 2 TIE fighters circle our ship. And I just go, all right, we just stay calm. We got corporate authority codes. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a regular corporate delivery. We got sensitive cargo. Let's just say it is medicals that can't be exposed to light and depressurized atmosphere. All very sensitive stuff, sealed containers. So maybe we can get through this. And Rhya goes, yeah, I'll do my best with my usual suggestion techniques as well. Okay, then let's hope it all goes well. Okay, by now you probably know the drill. So we are then again asked to come to a stop, and there's a small shuttle, Lambda class shuttle, docking with us, and they have, where's my Imperial officer? Here. And the usual Imperial Customs officer accompanied by 2 stormtroopers. That's an elite one. I don't want that. Okay. Approaches us. And I go, well, thank God you're here. I open the conversation like this. I think you're probably here because of this increased piracy activity in this sector. When you were approaching our vessel, did you see the scorch marks on our hull? We just barely escaped the pirate ambush. So I don't want to be rude, but you will see that everything is in order here, and you should better or probably focus on these pirate activities. I go, and let's make a charisma check here. Where's my character sheet? Here, let's make, because I got the interaction skill, I get advantage. Charisma is one of my primary abilities, so I get a +5 with advantage. I always need 15. Maybe I can invoke some sympathy in this Imperial officer. I mean, I doubt it, but you never know. 19. 19, yeah. Oh, and he goes, yeah, indeed. We saw the scorch marks on approach. I was wondering what was happening. So, first I thought, first catch of the day, probably smugglers that got into a skirmish with an Imperial patrol. But you say it was pirates? Yeah, pirates. We're not smugglers. We are on a time-sensitive corporate delivery for Genesis Pharmaceuticals. You probably know them. Pretty big pharmaceutical company. I think they also provide medical supplies, combat medpacks, etc. to Imperial personnel, don't they? To your fighting forces. So even if he doesn't know, he doesn't want to show that he doesn't know. He goes, yeah, they probably do. I think they're a pretty big name in the pharmaceutical business. Yeah, indeed. So then we can actually make this quick. If it's all as you claim, you probably have the required paperwork. Yeah, well, we do have the authorization codes for the Genesis 1 system, which is under corporate control, as you know. You can check those. And we have very sensitive cargo, a very small load, 2 canisters of very sensitive medical equipment. So they can't be disturbed in any way. It can't be opened. There can't be any pressure change. Just doesn't work this way. Otherwise it would be ruined. And I mean, you know how these big companies are. They're pretty big in filing regress lawsuits, what's called, like when they want to get compensated for damage caused by the empire. They got an army of lawyers. So you can take a quick look. You can see that my cargo hold is empty except for these 2 crates. And there are these biohazard signs. That means pretty sensitive stuff. You can't really disturb it. Let's see for ourselves. And he walks into the cargo bay and sees, yeah, indeed, 2 canisters. So maybe because I think I made up a good story here. Let's roll again for interaction. Maybe this goes smoothly. Maybe we gotta pay a little administrative fee. Natural 1, but I can choose the 8. And 8 plus 5 is not 15, it's 13, but not quite. So he goes, but I'm afraid, regulations are regulations. I gotta at least make some sort of visual confirmation. And I go, so while we're at the crates, Rhya, she starts to probe for his mind, but before she does that, so we exchange quick glances, and I sort of signal her to wait just a moment, and I go, well, I do understand your predicament, but isn't there some sort of, can't we pay like some sort of express fee or expedited inspection fee, something like that, he goes, yeah, I think there's something like that in the book someplace, but it's probably not cheap. I think, if I'm not mistaken, takes out a data pad, and he, because stormtroopers are like something else. Stormtroopers are like a little bit, so they're within the chain of command, of course, but they can't be bribed, seduced, or blackmailed, and are completely loyal to the Empire. And this is all lore from the expanded universe West End games. One reason why they're also stationed everywhere is because the Emperor also has a way to ensure that everybody basically complies, because they would never openly defy the Empire or support any sort of corruption like that. So we got to be subtle about it. So this the officer takes out a data pad that he has, but just like to pretend that he looks something up, and goes, oh yeah, here it is on this form. Yeah, it's 500 credits per crate. 500 credits per crate. Well, that is no problem at all. I mean, it's the corporation that pays, right? So here. So I hand him 1,000 credits from the money that I got. So we got 3,000 for simplicity's sake. I write this down. So I had 4,850. And now I'm giving him 1,000. So I'm at 3,850. Okay. So, yeah. This is how this goes. So he looks it up in the data pad and goes, yeah. Well, then I guess we can skip this, and it's all in order. And he leaves. Whew. That was close. All right, so that was indeed close, but so OOC, I'm not wanted to make it easier on myself, but I really think the story could sort of check out, and I did manage a successful test. So and 1,000 credits bribe is also nothing to sneeze at. So I'm fine with that. I think this is not what's this called, Monty Hall campaign, where you make it all too easy. I think we're good here. So they leave. Damn, Rhya. This trip is actually more than I bargained for. Indeed it is. So let's get it over with really quick. Yeah. So back into the cockpit. So the rest of the journey, thankfully, is uneventful, as is the arrival, because, like I said, Genesis 1 is sort of like a restricted system. And it's patrolled by corporate security vessels from Genesis Pharmaceuticals. But we indeed have the proper identification codes that we transmit. So we are directed to land at a docking bay, a corporate docking bay, which is not for private access. Let's see, did I write anything down about the terrain for Genesis 1? Genesis 1. No. Owned several hidden and sensitive research installations. So let's roll to see what kind of terrain awaits us, what kind of planet it is. Of course, the answer can be found in my trusty framework. I roll for 2 terrain types. 9 and 5. Ooh, 9 is nice. So 9 is a water world with tropical islands, and 5 is a scorching desert. Okay, so it is like this. So there's one continent in the southern hemisphere which is like a scorching desert, and that is like the main landmass, and the entire rest of the planet is basically a large water world which features nice, actually pretty nice tropical islands with moderate to tropical climate, and this one mostly unhospitable landmass, which is a scorching desert. And I better write this down in my log or in my journal so that I don't forget for next time. And I will do this after the session, the bookkeeping. Okay, so so we are actually directed to a nice little landing pad on a large tropical island. So it sits within a crystal clear blue ocean. It has palm trees, almost white sand, really nice, like in the Caribbean Sea, and partially emerged in the water, but also like partially on the beach. There's this, not like an oil rig, but this platform, that landing platform, which features a couple of other buildings, prefabricated corporate buildings. And this is where we are directed to land. And we land there, and we are immediately greeted by corporate suit. Let's see, do I have something fitting here? Yes. So this is one of the corporate employees, and he's got a security guard with him that wears light body armor. And they approach us, and he goes, "Oh, you're probably here to make the delivery we expect." And I go, "Well, if you're expecting 2 crates that we didn't open and don't know anything about, then yes, we are the delivery." "Yeah, that is exactly the delivery we are looking for." "So did anything happen on the way? Anything worth noting?" "Not really, the usual. We had some trouble taking off, but we took care of it, and just some regular spacefaring business. Nothing to be worried about." "Okay, that's fine. So, if you would be so kind and lower the cargo hatch, the cargo lift, we could unload." And I go like, "You're going to unload this yourself?" "Of course not." And he gets out a comlink and says, "They're here. Send the loader droids or the lifting droids." And then 2 droids with repulsor drive, so they have no legs. They're hovering, but they're like of stock build and have large loading arms. They float out from one of those buildings that look like a storage building. Well, then there's the minor issue of the remaining payment. Indeed. So I'm informed you already got 3,000, so that's 2,000 that I still owe you, if I'm informed correctly. Yes, you are informed correctly. Well, he grabs into his pocket, gets out 2 credit chips, 1,000 credits each, hands them over. I hand one over directly to Rhya, so Rhya gets one, I get one. So she's at 2,900 now. And you know what? I give her both because I got the 3,000 minus the bribe, so we both got, so she's at 3,900. And I am at 3,850. So we got a little over 6,000, actually a little over 7,000, so we could actually get an upgrade. Okay. I think this conducts our business here. And he continues, well, I don't want to be rude, but this is not a tourist resort. I'm afraid I gotta have to ask you to leave. Yeah, that's no problem. We leave. Well, pleasure doing business with you. Have fun with it, whatever you're going to do with it. Well, fun has nothing to do with it. It is serious scientific research, but thanks. Yeah, okay, so we leave. They leave. Whew. All right, Rhya. So, what do you say? Actually, Genesis 1. I'm tempted to head back directly to Velas. I mean, Piron, we ran into some trouble there, and I need to get the ship repaired. And the rebels, they are on Lee Rock. So let's get. So we are in the ship. We launched so that we don't get into trouble. And while we're heading for the jump point, the edge of the gravity well, I pull up the star chart, which is in my ship's navigational system. And so Lee Rock, this is where the rebels are, where we could possibly repair our ship for free. But I want to get at least some repairs done. But I want to avoid Piron, so let's just head straight for Velas. And Velas was the entertainment. No, wait. Velas was, I think, was it the administrative hub? Let's check this. No, the entertainment world. Yes. So the entertainment world, where the corporates from Keldor go. Keldor was the sector administrative hub. It's a medium security world, and they go there to blow off steam. Also controlled by a crime family with extended influence, but they do more like legitimate behind the scenes, pulling the strings, running the casino kind of stuff. Yeah, so I think we should head to Velas. What do you say? Yeah, Piron was not really a system that I'm very fond of, I have to admit. And Velas sounds perfectly fine. Yeah, all right. So that is 8 hours. Plus 4, that is 12 hours. Thanks to my upgraded hyperdrive. Let's go there. And my cargo hold is empty, so we don't have to worry about any inspections. So let's head over there. Okay, so we are in the cockpit at the edge of the gravity well, as suddenly Rhya's comlink beeps. Beep, 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 beep. She looks at it. Looks at me. Tilts her head slightly. Incoming message from the council. Council frequency. And here I was hoping we could catch a small break on Velas. Well, let me get this call and see what's it about. Yeah. Please don't think this is rude, but I'd rather take this call in my cabin. Just for I do trust you, but I want as less technology around me while I talk with the council as possible. And he goes, no problem. I mean, I will find it out anyways, won't I? And she goes, yeah, I'm afraid so. So she heads into her cabin and takes the call. A couple of minutes later, she comes back and goes, well, we do have a new mission. We are supposed to meet another operative on Velas take her aboard, and she will fill us in on the details. Another operative, I go? So someone from your order? I think so. So if the council assigns another operative to me for this mission, it is probably of a more offensive nature. Okay. So consider me interested. Well, we will find out in 12 hours when we reach Vilas. Yeah, I've informed them that we are on our way there. The operative will be waiting. Well, did you also inform them that the ship is in pretty bad shape? And she goes, yes, the mission is not really time sensitive. It is in a way, but it is, so we are not on a really tight deadline. Depending on how fast these repairs can get done, it's fine. But I'm afraid we don't have the time to visit the rebels for repairs. Yeah, I figured that much. So couple of credits again down the drain, but maybe there's something on this mission that turns a profit as well. Yeah, probably. And as far as the council is concerned, I'm still gotta hire a pilot. So I should be able to negotiate some pay for you. You mean for us? Yes, of course for us, but regarding the council, it is for you. This is like a little informal arrangement. Yeah, all right. So let's head to Vilas. Yes. All right, so this is where we'll end it. I'm at my usual around 1 hour mark. So we got a new mission from the council. Of course, I know what it is because I have an idea for it. But you will find out next episode. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun, hopefully. But of course, you see, and this is something that I think is important in solo gaming. It is not all scripted. There's always the chance, even though, like, for example, I figured this off camera with this load of illegal harvested organs. I wanted some action, some more action than the usual random encounters as dictated by the framework. But for me, it is still important that there's some element of chance involved. So I didn't just want to say, all right, there will be a combat, but I, of course, can assign high odds, like 70, 80%, but always give yourself a chance to fail or to succeed. So if I would have rolled like 95 or something, there would have not been an encounter. And then again, this imperial interdiction was totally unexpected and could have really screwed me over if I would have had any other cargo where I couldn't have talked my way out of, like with corporate codes, whatever. And with my damaged hull, well, I have the backup of her mind trick, but if that fails, it could have really all been going down the drain with these random elements. And this is, for me, the exciting thing about solo gaming, that even if you have an idea in mind and you think the story could go in certain directions, there are always these uncertainties that are injected by the die rolls. That is not creative writing, that it is still gaming. So yeah, those are some closing remarks. As always, thank you for watching, and I will be back with the next episode, hopefully quick. Until then, as always, stay safe and stay healthy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.